Hey there, garden fans, and welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. In my travels to the Northeast, I visited a few other permaculture gardeners, and Dan is one of them. And I just want you to know, Dan's the man. He doesn't talk a big talk, but he walks a big walk. Enjoy, Dan, from the James Prigioni channel. We'll start easy questions. What's your name? What zone are you in? And how long have you been gardening?
My name is Dan. The James Prigioni is just a YouTube thing.
Really?
You didn't know that?
Oh. Okay, I thought your name was James Prigioni. So your name is Dan.
My name's Dan.
Okay, nice to meet you, Dan.
Nice to meet you.
I feel like I know you.
I know.
We watch each other's content,
Exactly.
but never really met, so it's nice to meet
plus,
you.
neither of us put our face that much on the videos,
No,
too.
I appreciate that about you too, man.
I do a little bit, but
yeah, me too. A little
I
bit
want the
here
channel to be about the content, as I
Same thing.
think
Yeah.
you would too.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Okay, so your name is Dan.
Yeah.
Cool. What zone are you in?
Zone 6B.
And how long you been gardening?
Since 2012, so like 4 years. 2012, I started a little small plot in the back, and then every year it just expanded. And then now it's about the 4th year, so I expanded to take over, I guess I'd say about a third of the property.
So
It's a third an acre in total. It might sound like cliche, but I was on Netflix watching some documentaries and stuff. I saw Fresh by Joel Salatin, which was like one of my favorites, and then I fell in love with Joel Salatin. I read a few of his books. It really got me inspired. He had one, You Can Farm, where he kind of talked about if you want to do something like the farm and the gardening, then to just start right now where you are. Don't try to find your like dream property, but just start and do it now. So that's what I've just been doing. Favorite thing to grow is probably, I guess, the tomatoes in New Jersey, because tomatoes aren't easy to grow. It takes a good amount of time and work to start it from seed and everything. But then it's so rewarding when you get to eat them, because the ones in New Jersey are just so sweet. And you get a tomato in the store, it's so bland and hard, and then you get one from like the backyard, it just, there's no comparison.
Small portion of what you've plucked today, man. I mean, this is just a small portion of what's out there, and still enough to be self-sufficient on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And can and store and juice and pickle and do whatever with everything else.
My biggest success would probably be starting the whole thing and then staying with it and like growing and building every year and learning more. But there's been smaller successes and failures, but the thing I love about the gardening is like whenever you make a failure or mistake, it's always a learning lesson. It's always something to improve on next year.
Well,
So you never really make any mistakes. I guess my biggest failure would be not getting the best varieties of trees that I wanted the first time I bought trees. I just wanted to get something cheap and local, so I went over to like Home Depot and grabbed some of those trees. But if I could have went back, I would have bought high quality, the right varieties I wanted the first time. Apple trees like from a bare root source. But again, all a learning experience, so I don't regret doing that, because all the new trees that I've bought have been exactly what I wanted, but still something I would tell people when they're first starting out. Permaculture to me is basically observing and making decisions based on observation, but having like the ground of only making decisions in a sense where it's beneficial to you and to other people, but also to the environment in a sense. So I know they call it a design science, and I definitely believe that, but I focus a lot on the gardening aspects of permaculture, where I get a lot of my concepts and things like that. That's one of the things I fell in love with permaculture. Not exactly the ethics as much as the concepts. And that's one thing I like about permaculture too, is they're like willing to accept new ideas. It's not like a concrete one thing goes. And I guess they give power to people who, like important kind of power in sense to people that don't have the opportunity to have it. You could have nothing in a third world country, but you could still learn enough to be able to supply yourself with food
yourself.
and water. And
Yeah, man, it's the most important thing.
oh yeah.
Have you ever worn a skirt?
Have I worn a skirt? No way.
Straight up no, right?
Not a skirt guy, no.
All right, cool. That was your sideshow question. Apparently Ian has worn a skirt.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny.
There you have it, garden fans. There's Dan from the James Prigioni channel. I had a lot of fun with Dan. He's an awesome guy. If you're not already subscribed, go check out his channel to see food forestry in action. You can find a link to his channel in the description. I'm going to drop the mic right here and let you just enjoy the rest of the great footage that I had while I was hanging out with Dan. God bless, guys.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny.
The amount of produce you got here is ridiculous. If you sat and just started pricing it all out.
Oh yeah, and if you got prices that were the organic, you know, local prices, not just like what they sell in the store.
Yeah, check out this eggplant too.
Yeah, that one over there's got a huge one on it. Look how orange these tomatoes are.
So good, dude. Oh, you got seed all over your hand too now.
Oh, perfect.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny.